Okay, so there are two types of dishonor bill given over here. For understand the difference between the two, first one is the bill which were so the first one is the bills were with me and they got dishonored. So जेव्हा bill आपल्याकडे असतात आणि we go onto the doors, right? We go onto the doors of the debtor and he doesn't pay us. So what is going to happen? The harm is to whom? We have not got the money. ठीक आहे, आपल्याला पैसे नाही मिळालेत. So are we not going to ask that money again to the debtor? We are going to ask that money again to the debtor. Correct? So what the bills which were with us and those got dishonored, the journal entry will be put that debtor into the original shoes of debtor. That debtor ला पुन्हा debtorच्या shoes मध्ये घेऊन या. Correct? Okay. So put that debtor into the original shoes of debtor. So we are going to put the debtor as a debtor again. Because when we raise the bill, we pass the entry bills receivable to debtor. आपण त्याला बिल्स जेव्हा त्याने ऍक्सेप्ट करून दिलं तेव्हा त्याला डेटरच्या लिस्ट मध्ये काढून दिलं. आता तो बिल पे करत नाहीये. सो अगेन पुट हिम इनटू द लिस्ट ऑफ द डेटर. ओके, ठीक आहे. सो डेटर्स अकाउंट विल बी डेबिटेड. How much is the bills dishonor amount? 750. So debtors account will be debited with the amount of 750. 2. What has to be credited? That bills receivable doesn't have any value. That piece of paper becomes 0. So bills receivable account will be credited with the amount of 750. Are you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the narration is going to be Bing. This was not the bill which was endorsed. Endorsement वेळेस थोडीशी एंट्री बदलेल. So Bing bill receivable dishonored. Bing bill receivable dishonored. So the entry is debtors account च्या debit ला debit द्यायचं, bills receivable ला credit द्यायचं. So go to the debtors account debit side. Debtors account is debited, bills receivable is credited. So go to the debtors account debit side. Right here, 2 bills receivable. In the dash करून लिहायचं dishonored. Amount is 750. Second impact. Go to the bills receivable account credit side. By debtors. By debtors. Put it to the credit side by debtors. That is 750. Again, you have to write down here dishonor. Okay. Done. Let's write down next one. Okay. So the next one is the bills payable dishonored. Now when a bills payable become dishonored, मतलब क्या? हमने पेमेंट नहीं किया, हमें पे करना था, हमने पे नहीं किया हमारा बिल, right? That means what? We again have to pay to our creditor next time. So we'll have to put that creditor into the shoes of creditor. और बिल्स पेबल जो है वो लायबिलिटी हमारी है नहीं, अभी वो जीरो हो गई. वो लायबिलिटी हमने we did not honor to that liability. So bills payable चा balance कमी करण्यासाठी bills payable ला debit द्यायचं. So bills payable account will be debited with rupees 300. This is the adjustment. Okay, bills payable dishonor. Next one, rupees 300. So bills payable balance will be reduced by debiting that liability. 2. Bring that creditor into the shoes of credit. ठीक है, narration being bills payable dishonored. We have dishonored our own liability, huh? Being bills payable dishonored by us. You can write down by us. So what is the impact? Go to the bills payable, being bills payable dishonored, no? Yes. So go to the bills payable debit side. Come to the bills payable debit side. 2, creditors account. Okay. 2, creditors account. Amount is rupees 300. Come to the creditors account credit side. Again you have to write here dishonor. Creditors account number, write down here dishonor. Okay. Come to the creditors account credit side. By bills payable. Amount is rupees 300. Okay, आती bills payable dash करून dishonor. So by bills payable dishonored. ठीक है, by bills payable dishonored. Kala, both the impacts of the journal entry.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one, bills receivable which were endorsed got dishonor of rupees 300 again. So bills payable which were endorsed. Now look into the entry of the endorsement. जेव्हा आपण बिल दिलं आपल्या क्रेडिटरला, assuming he will go on the doors of the debtors and he will ask him the money. Okay, so जेव्हा आपण बिल दिलं क्रेडिटरला, what is the entry we passed? Creditor account debit to bills receivable. करेक्ट, आपण त्याला बिल देऊन टाकलं, क्रेडिटरचं अकाउंट डेबिट केलं, दॅट मीन्स वी रिमूव्ह हिम फ्रॉम द लिस्ट ऑफ द क्रेडिटर. नाउ दॅट क्रेडिटर वेंट इनटू द onto the doors of the debtor, but that debtor doesn't give him the money. डेटरने पैसे दिलेच नाही त्याला. सो व्हॉट विल हॅपन? क्रेडिटर गप्प बसणार आहे का आपला? नाही. क्रेडिटर कुठे येईल? क्रेडिटर विल कम टू अस and ask for the money, right? So again the creditor will get into the shoes of the creditor. Now creditor ला आपल्याला पुन्हा पैसे द्यायचे कारण की त्याला तर पैसे मिळाले नाही. So bring him into the shoes of creditor, मतलब उसको वापस creditor बना के लो. अब दिया था तो टोटल 2250 के बिल दिए थे, बट उसमें से सिर्फ 300 के डिसऑनर हुआ है. So only creditor will be put into the shoes of creditor only for rupees 300. बाकी के एज्यूम करेंगे कि पैसे क्रेडिटर को मिल गए तो हमें कुछ लेना देना नहीं है उसके साथ, हमने पहले उसका अकाउंट जीरो कर दिया था. फाइन. सो क्रेडिटर विल बी पुट इनटू द शूज ऑफ क्रेडिटर, बट ये पैसे क्रेडिटर को हम क्या कहेंगे कि डेटर से पैसे लेंगे, राइट? बिकॉज बिल तो पहले ही चला गया था. ये वाले एंट्री में देखो बिल तो पहले ही चला गया था हमसे, तो बिल के साथ कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, बिल तो ऑलरेडी चला गया है, तो बिल को कुछ करना नहीं है अभी. बिल्स रिसीवेबल को वापस डेबिट नहीं देना है या क्रेडिट नहीं देना है. सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डेबिट, किसे डेबिट देना पड़ेगा? किससे पैसे लेने अभी भी बाकी है? हमें डेटर से पैसे लेना बाकी है. सो डेटर को भी उसके ओरिजिनल शूज ऑफ डेटर में लेकर आएंगे, क्रेडिटर को भी उसके ओरिजिनल शूज ऑफ क्रेडिटर में लेकर आएंगे फॉर रुपीज 300. क्लियर?
मॅम हा सिनेरियो एकदा परत सांगा ना.
ओके, सो द सीन इज व्हेन यू एंडोर्स द बिल, बिल किसके पास था? क्रेडिटर के पास. क्रेडिटर किसके दरवाजे पे गया? डेटर के पास. हमारा डेटर था, उसके दरवाजे पे गया, उसको पैसे मांगे, उसने पैसे दिए नहीं. क्रेडिटर रोते हुए वापस किसके पास आएगा? हमारे पास. क्या कहेगा? तुम्हारे डेटर ने पैसे नहीं दिए. तो हम डेटर को फोन लगाएंगे, अरे तूने पैसे नहीं दिए तो चल तू वापस मेरा डेटर बन जा. ओके, सो विल हैव टू मेक हिम द डेटर अगेन, क्योंकि अभी भी उससे पैसे लेना बाकी है. अब वो पीस ऑफ पेपर जो बिल्स रिसीवेबल का था उसका तो कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, उसकी डेट चली गई. So we'll have to make the debtor as our debtor again, and the creditor will have to pay the money to the creditor as well because he did not get the money from our debtor. So creditor को भी उसके ओरिजिनल शूज क्रेडिटर में लेकर आओ, डेटर को भी उसके ओरिजिनल शूज डेटर में लेकर आओ. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll make the debtor as a debtor and creditor as a creditor. Now the narration is being bills receivable endorsed got dishonored. Got dishonored. तो जो बिल हमने endorse किया था वो dishonor हुआ. ठीक है? Being bills receivable endorsed got dishonor. So the impact is go to the debtors account, debit side. Go to the debtors account, debit side. Write here two creditors and write down here endorsed bill dishonored. Endorsed bill dishonor of rupees 300. Second impact, go to the creditors account, credit side, by debtors. Again, endorsed bill dishonored, rupees 300. So debtors ना डेबिट दिया, क्रेडिटर को क्रेडिट दे दो. पुट द डेटर का बैलेंस बढ़ा दो, क्रेडिटर का भी बैलेंस बढ़ा दो क्योंकि वापस उसको पैसे देने और इससे पैसे लेने हैं. ठीक है? Done with the impact?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, look into the next adjustment. Loose tools were revalued at 1650. Now go back and check how many loose tools we had. कितना वैल्यू था loose tools का? 2000. ठीक है? Have they asked you to make an machinery के ऊपर कोई depreciation बनाने बोला है? नहीं बोला है. So what we are going to do on the asset balance sheet, we are going to write down the machinery here. So write down machinery. The balance of machinery is 10,000. Put it to the outer column because no depreciation is asked on this. But loose tools, okay. Loose tools, I had a loose tools of opening balance rupees 2000. Now they are saying कि इसका value जो है वो 1650 कर दिया है. They are revalued at 1650. तो उसका outer column में value कितना है? 1650. तो ऐसे कैसे outer column में 1650 आएगा? That means इसकी वैल्यू में कुछ तो रिडक्शन हुआ है. That means इसका डेप्रिसिएशन हुआ है. So that depreciation is the balancing figure.
350.
Correct. So 2000 minus 1650, 350. Put this depreciation immediately to the profit and loss account debit side. So come to the P&L debit side to depreciation on loose tools. Put it to the outer column 350. Clear? As a balancing figure, we have done that. Next one is goods amounting to rupees 350 were used by क्या नाम है इसका? गेंदालाल. हाँ, were used by गेंदालाल for his domestic purpose. खुद के personal use के लिए उसने goods को use किया. So that means drawings, right? So first drawing we have written house rent. Second drawing goods used. So again put it to the inner column. That is कितने के goods उसने use किए personally? 350. So how much is the total drawings he had? Put it to the outer column 2000. But ये less होगा, okay? So put it with the minus sign. What is the second impact if goods are going out for the personal use? What is the second impact? Put it up on goods now. Trading account, credit side. So come to the trading account credit side. Buy goods used for domestic purpose. Okay. Buy goods used for domestic purpose, outer column 350. We have to credit this. So we are done with all the adjustment, but still we have not completed the problem. Okay. So let's look at how to close this problem. So first we'll start with, let's look at, do we have all the things in the bills receivable? All the ledgers first we will close. Okay. So look into the ledgers. So these were the only 4 to 5 entries in this journal. Huh? Journals are done. So you can take the total at the journal at the end. Okay. Now come to the bills receivable. Now do we know the balance carried down here? Yes. So there was an opening balance of 3000. There is a closing balance of 6750. So there is some number which is missing on the debit side. What can be that number? Because here when we write down the balance carried down, take the total of the credit side first. First close the bills receivable and payable. Why? You will understand now. So total is 21,000. Copy this to the debit side, 21,000. Okay? आता काय? What is the balancing figure on the debit side? 21,000 minus 3,000. But what does this indicate? Bills receivable account debit कधी होतं? We can also pass the journal entry for this. Huh? So wait, hold on. We'll pass the journal entry for this. Bills receivable account debit कधी होतं? When to debit the bills receivable account?
मॅम जेव्हा कॅश क्रेडिट होत असेल तेव्हाच ना.
नाही. Cash credit कसं होणार? Are we going to pay the bills receivable? नाही ना. Cash कसं credit होणार? Original when we raise the bill, what is the entry? जेव्हा बिल रेज होतं तेव्हा बिल्स रिसिवेबल डेबिट व्हायला पाहिजे. आपल्याकडे ऑलरेडी बिल्स रिसिवेबलचा बॅलन्स किती होता? 3000. ही बॅलन्सिंग फिगर काय असणार आहे ते अनालाइज करा. When the bills receivable get a debit balance, when we get any acceptance, right? So when we get any acceptance from the debtor, what is the journal entry passed? जेव्हा डेटर कडनं acceptance मिळतं तेव्हा काय एंट्री पास करतो आपण?
बिल रिसिवेबल अकाउंट डेबिट टू ड्रॉई अकाउंट.
करेक्ट. सो बिल्स रिसिवेबल अकाउंट डेबिट टू इन शॉर्ट डेटर्स अकाउंट. डेटरचा बॅलन्स कमी करतो, डेटरच्या लिस्ट मध्ये काढून देतो आणि त्याला बिल्स रिसिवेबलच्या लिस्ट मध्ये बसवतो. So that means bills receivable account get debited and debtors account get credited. So this balancing figure shows nothing but that bills, that the acceptance received from the debtors. Correct? So it is the balancing figure. It will be put to the debtors account. Getting? Okay? So please mention here balancing figure. What is the journal entry? This is the journal entry. Bills receivable account debit to debtors account 18,000 for bills accepted by the debtors. So being bills accepted by our debtors. तो डेटर को डेटर के लिस्ट से निकाल दो, डेटर को क्रेडिट दे दो और बिल्स रिसीवेबल का बैलेंस बढ़ा दो. What is the second impact of this? Bills receivable is getting debited. Debtors account will be credited. So come to the debtors account credit side by bills receivable account. Amount is 18,000. This has come from that balancing figure. Okay. Now look at your debtors account. Okay. So just try to analyze which side is more of the debtors. Look at the debit side. It is somewhere around 4,000 something. Okay. Look at the credit side. After writing
Credit
all
side
this,
is big.
including the balance carried down, the credit is more. So something is missing on the debtor side, debit side. What do we put on the debtor's debit side? Take the total of credit.
क्रेडिट सेल्स टाकतो ना.
Credit cell. So debtors का balance कब बढ़ता है? जब credit cells होता है, वो cells ही missing है. So here we have to write down 2 cells balancing figure in the bracket. Fine. So how much is the balancing figure? This minus sum of all these numbers and we'll get the balancing figure 31,575. Okay, this is the balancing figure. This is not the balancing figure. I'm just highlighting the balancing figure here. This is the balancing figure. Understood? Two cells, 31,575. What is the second impact of this? We got what? Credit cells. So debtors account debit to cells. Increase the cells. So go to the cells. Credit. यहाँ पे लिखा था. Put over there 31. कितना आया था हमारा? 575. 31,575. We know the total cells now. There are no returns. So put it to the outer column. Total cells 36,575. Done. Let's look at the bills payable now. Bills payable पण close करायचं आहे. So what we have on the bills payable? It have generally credit balance. So credit has to be more. But यहाँ पे तो debit ज़्यादा है क्योंकि balance carried on already लिख चुके हैं. So take the total of debit side. Copy this to the credit side. Balancing figure ढूंढो. But what will be that balancing figure? क्या होगा ये balancing figure? Bills payable का balance कब बढ़ता है? Because it is a credit. Bills payable मतलब credit, right? तो bills payable का balance कब बढ़ता है? When does a bills payable balance increases? कब बढ़ता है bills payable का balance? कधी वाढणार सांग? Original. Bills payable चा balance कधी वाढणार?
मॅम जेव्हा बिल ऑनर्ड होतं.
नाही. ऑनर्ड झाला तर कमी होणार बिकॉज आय पेड फॉर दॅट बिल ना. सी हिअर ऑनर्ड झालं तर बिल्स पेबलचा बॅलन्स कमी झाला, डेबिटला एंट्री आली. बिल्स पेबलचा क्रेडिट कधी वाढतं?
डिसऑनर.
व्हॉट इज एंट्री व्हेन यू फर्स्ट टाइम ऍक्सेप्ट द बिल? ते मग बिल्स पेबलचा बॅलन्स वाढणार ना.
हा डेटर्स अकाउंट डेबिट टू बिल्स पेएबल.
डू वी गिव्ह डेटर्सला आपण बिल्स पेबल देतो की क्रेडिटर्सला देतो?
मॅम बिल्स पेएबल डेटरच्या
आय हॅव ऍक्सेप्टेड द लायबिलिटी टू पे. लायबिलिटी कोणासाठी असते? क्रेडिटर्स वर असते लायबिलिटी की डेटर वर असते लायबिलिटी?
क्रेडिटर्स वर लायबिलिटी असते.
क्रेडिटर्स बॅलन्स हॅज टू बी, क्रेडिटर्स अकाउंट हॅज टू बी डेबिटेड. लायबिलिटी कमी करायची आणि बिल्स पेबलची लायबिलिटी वाढवायची. व्हॉट विल कम ओव्हर हिअर? क्रेडिटर्स अकाउंट. दिस इज व्हॉट यू हॅव टू, मतलब ही ऍडजस्टमेंट लक्षात राहिली पाहिजे की बॅलन्सिंग फिगर मिळणार काय आहे मला. दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी द परचेस ऑर समथिंग, राईट? Bills payable balance only increase when we accept the liability. ते ऑर्डर वगैरे झाला तर उलट त्याचा बॅलन्स कमी होणार आहे बिकॉज आय एम पेइंग दॅट. ओके, सो दिस इज अ बॅलन्सिंग फिगर. द इम्पॅक्ट विल गो टू, कुठे जाणार ह्याचा इम्पॅक्ट? Where will the impact go? Creditors accountच्या कुठल्या साइडला? डेबिट साइड.
डेबिट साइड.
राइट. सो फर्स्ट पास द जर्नल एंट्री इफ यू वांट. जर्नल एंट्री पास करा दी. व्हाट इज द जर्नल एंट्री? क्रेडिटर्स अकाउंट डेबिट, सॉरी, creditors account debit to bills payable account. Okay, because we are reducing the liability of the creditor and increase the bills payable balance. That is rupees 10,800. Go to the creditors account, credit side, no, debit side, sorry, creditors ची liability कमी करायची ना. So creditors account debit side to bills payable account 10,800. If you are want to forget this, तिथे arrow करून ठेव पेन्सिल ने की कुठून आलंय. You can write here from bills payable ledger. You got this number. This is the only tricky point here. ठीक है? So this is we got from the bills payable ledger. Now we want to close the creditors ledger. So generally credit balance has to be more, but here the debit balance is more. So take the total of debit, copy this to the credit. What is going to be the balancing figure here? Creditors the balance कधी वाढतो because credit is increasing here due to balancing figure ना.
मॅम जेव्हा आपण क्रेडिट परचेस करतो तेव्हा
Correct. So when we purchase the on a credit basis, so यहाँ पे लिखेंगे by purchases. This is again the balancing figure star mark. So journal entry is purchase account debit to creditors. So purchase account debit means increase the purchases. Increase the purchases. There are no cash purchases. How much is the credit purchases? 19,425. So put it 19,425. Put it to the outer column 19,425. Okay. So this will close our all the ledgers now. We can close the balance sheet. So take the total of the trading account. Which side is more? Seems to be the credit side is more. Let's find out the GP. Take the total of the credit account, credit side. Copy this to the debit. Find out the GP. Gross profit. Okay. So tell me how much GP you are getting.
Um, 11,000.
Correct, 11,000. Suppose this on the credit side of P&L. P&L is really short. There is nothing on the profit and loss. So simply close this. Take the total of credit. Find out the balancing figure. To net profit. Transfer to capital. Amount is 12. Balancing figure again this minus all the expenses. That is 9,000. Transfer this to the balance sheet. Add into the capital. So add net profit 9,000. Okay. Now take the total to the inner column. Reduce the drawings. So this is the total 23,850. Reduce the drawing from it and then put it to the outer column. So I'm getting the capital 21,850. Okay. So now before closing this balance sheet, what we need to check? All the closing positions we need to check. Okay. So let's come to the opening balance sheet. Check, have we written everything? Okay. So cash we have written. So cash is done. Opening balance sheet प्रमाणे check करत जाऊ शकतो आपण. Then have we written bills receivable? No. So let's write down bills receivable. Where will you get the closing balance? This is the bills receivable ledger. Balance carried down is the closing balance. So that is 6750. So write down bills receivable 6750. Then we have next one is debtors. We have not even written the debtors. So write down debtors. What is the closing balance of the debtors? Look at the balance carried down here. 6,000. The closing balance is 6,000, right? No water. Please give me water. So write down the debtors closing balance 6,000. Okay. Then have we written stock in trade? Yes. Closing stock we have written. So all of this 3 has done. Then we have machinery. Yes, we have written machinery to the outer column. So opening balance he likha hai because there was no depreciation. Then used tools, yes. We have written the closing balance after depreciation. So is anything left? No. There was no income or any outstanding receivable, etc. that we want to write down. Right? Now look at the liability side. Capital we have finished. This is the capital. Capital we are done. Do we have we written bills payable? No. So let's write down the bills payable. Where to get the bills payable balance? Look at here, balance carried down 6750. 6750. This is done. Then have we written creditors? No. So let's
मॅम
write
बिल्स
down.
पेबलचा 7500 आहे बहुतेक.
Oh, sorry. I've copied this one. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 7500. Yes. Bills payable is 7500. Sorry. Bills receivable बघितलं. Okay. So go to the creditors. Creditors closing balance. Balance carried down 3750. So again 3750. 3750. Done. And wages become 0. So we did not write it. So now check if your balance sheet tallies. Beyond, please put it on the charging. It is almost 0. And I have a call. Please put it for charging. Go. Put it for charging. Go na Iman. I'm in class now. 33,100. Just check. Okay. There is some missing figure. नहीं missing नहीं है. मेरा total गलत है. Yeah, it is tallied with 33,100.
Yes, 33,100.
Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So from next question, I would expect you guys are going to tell me the flow. Okay, I'm just going to pass whatever. So for that, if you need to revise something, go and revise, do one sum independently. Fine. I give you an homework because there is no homework today. Let me find out the homework for you. You can do one sum as an homework today for the practical problems. So let's come to the practical problems. We are left with, I think, 3 or 4 more sums. How many sums are there? 9, 10. Okay, there are 10 sums. We are done till 6 now. So 3 more sums, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 more sums, right? Okay. So practical problem number 2 is the homework. This one, okay. Rohit maintained his books of accounts on the single entry system. Okay. So what is given? Opening balance sheet is given. Closing balance sheet is given. Receipt and payment is given in a descriptive format. And there are few additional information is given. Okay. So try to track this additional information. Prepare trading and profit and loss account. If you feel you need to create a cash book, I don't know. Do you really need to create a cash book? नहीं जरूरत नहीं है. Because cash book opening balance is given, closing balance is given, right? And all the cash related adjustments are given. So no need to prepare a cash book. Check if you need to create a statement of affairs and prepare trading and profit and loss account and the balance sheet. Okay, you have to create the
स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेअर्स प्रिपेअर करावं लागेल ना.
करेक्ट करावं लागेल कारण की ओपनिंग कॅपिटल बॅलन्स दिलेला नाहीये. Okay, so you have to create a statement of affairs, trading, profit and loss, balance sheet, and 4 ledgers. Na? कुठले ledgers आहेत? Bills receivable, payable, debtors, and creditors. They have also said, also show this ledgers account. So you have to anyways create it. Okay. Okay. So try करायचं one by one. So we'll see how much you are able to do it independently. जिथे अटकेल तिथे मला WhatsApp केलं तरी चालेल. Okay. ठीक है. So we stop it over here then.